Hi guys,
This is
Cobra Tom.
and Venom Lily.
We kind of got our intro a little screwed up, but we are here today to do the 1985 Dusty figure. This figure was the first Desert Trooper in the G.I. Joe line.
It has an actual cloth.
Havelock.
And if you've seen our chocolate, we'll get it off. If you've seen our bear videos, right? Bears.
Marine bears.
They have this kind of material. It's pretty soft, but kind of rough at the same time. Not like a really soft blanket. But I like it.
Yep. The Havelock is to keep the sun from beating down on their necks and the sand from getting into their clothes and scratching and itching them. Here is a picture of a real Havelock helmet and goggles. Now, on the Dusty figure, he had black goggles, but on this, I don't think it really matters. This is just how it would really look when the soldiers are out. I got this off of Google. I just kind of wanted to show you what they really use out in the field. And it is very similar to what they put on the Dusty figure. Dusty's first comic book appearance was in Marvel's G.I. Joe comic series in issue number 58, which looks like the very first issue where Cobra Commander puts on his new battlesuit armor. And if many of you do know, this is an imposter Cobra Commander and is Fred 7 in disguise. But this is all I really actually know of this comic, is that he's Fred 7. I don't have this one, so all I could find was the cover, and I thought, well, the cover will be good enough for what we're doing here. The Pyramid of Darkness is Dusty's first cartoon appearance in the Real American Hero series. The Pyramid of Darkness didn't start the entire series, but this was what started off the series on regular television. The first ones was The Mass Device and The Revenge of Cobra, and those were just mini-series. This was a mini-series, but in the context of the larger show that premiered every day. Dusty's machine gun is very interesting. When I looked this up, and it even says on his card that this is a FAMAS submachine gun, and it is based on the FAMAS French Foreign Legion gun. And I will show you a picture of that in just a minute. And as you can see, this is a very nice gun with very nice detail. On the back, right here, is where the ammunition is. And that's where you'd put the handle. Now, this is a removable bipod, which is very small and very easily lost, and is what makes this figure very expensive. Well, I paid about $50 for this figure on the aftermarket, and you can find figures very cheap, very nice, and get them for about $5-6 just the figure. You want the bipod and the gun, you're going to be paying $40-50 at a time. This is the French Foreign Legion FAMAS F1. As you can see, it's got the same everything, the same barrel, the exact same bipod, the exact same top piece that has the finger trip. I'm not sure what that is in the middle there. Then there's the trigger, the ammo clip. This is basically a tiny miniature of an actual real firearm. So that shows or that tells me that he was either a part of the French Foreign Legion or he had gotten it from somewhere. It's kind of up to your imagination, because I read the file card and I've read, some of the comics, and they never mention why he comes with it. It's kind of cool and a very unique accessory, so I guess what does it really matter? Here is Dusty's backpack. Dusty has a very nice and very well detailed backpack. I don't know what's all on here. I'm pretty sure that these things are supposed to be canteens full of water, other supplies, possibly things that he needs to eat, rations, maybe his something to roll, like a bedroll to sleep on. He is out in the desert after all, so maybe there's other food and stuff, because out in the desert there isn't going to be very much to eat. So I'm not sure what all the pouches are, but I do know that you're going to definitely need out in the desert plenty of water. I found a picture for a real desert backpack, and as you can see, they're very similar. I think on the sides, though, instead of on the top, is whatever is in those packages, I'm sure is what was supposed to be on top, and I'm sure that inside and stuff is all the water and other supplies that you're going to need to be out into the desert and into a hot, just unhospitable place to be. Here is the Dusty figure. He has a wonderful paint job all around. This is one of probably the best camouflaged figure in the entire line. His face is camouflage, his helmet is camouflaged, his arms, his legs, he's got patches on his elbows. I'm guessing that's for crawling around in the sand. He's got a painted belt, a really nice knife, nice boots. Everything that I think should be painted is painted. One thing that couldn't really be done, but here where my thumb is, it's kind of hard to tell, there should be his name. And I have a contention with a part of, I guess, the one problem with this figure, and it's not really a problem, but the US flag, I believe, is in the wrong place. I think in other figures and stuff, I think they have kind of that same problem where the flag is in the wrong place. It really should be on his right arm. And I will show you a picture of that right now. As you can see here on an actual U.S. Army airborne uniform, the flag is on the right sleeve. Now, the name is in the right place. That would be, I guess, post. I don't know what or whose uniform this is, but they got the nameplate right, and on the other side it would say U.S. Army. Now, I'm pretty sure writing those letters on those little tiny plates for the figure, you wouldn't be able to really read them. So I understand it's the United States flag. It's put on so you can see it, but it really should have been, I know this is nitpicking, but it should have really been on his right arm. What is shown very clearly, though, is his badge, I hope my camera's picking it up, I hope you guys can see that, is Dusty is definitely U.S. Airborne, which means he is a parachuter. He jumps out of airplanes. And here is just, this is a Topps Desert Storm military skill. This card just kind of describes the latitude, longitude. If you want to read that, here you go. But that is what Dusty would be doing. He is jumping out of airplanes. And his insignia, and I'm going to go back to the picture very soon, is the very same as what's on the figure. So here you can see the U.S. Airborne patch on his shirt. And he would have, I believe, if it wouldn't be so small, I think they probably would have been able to put on his shoulders the airborne patches, but that might have been really, really small. And what they also don't have on this Dusty figure is his rank insignia, but that's the least important of the things. You can definitely tell on here and on the figure that he is U.S. Airborne. Now this is going to be quite difficult to see, and I sure hope my camera can pick that up. He has a red badge, a triangle that has a palm tree in it. And now that is a very unique badge, and the only thing, and I'm going to probably mispronounce this and have it wrong, but the only thing that I could find, I'll show you a picture in just a moment, that would even remotely come close, and I don't even think that that's really what it is, but a badge that has a palm tree in it. This badge, if you can see, is not really even the same, but this is the closest I could find. I know his badge is a upside down triangle that's red with a palm tree in it, but this is the closest I could find, and I'm probably saying this wrong, so I apologize. Please forgive me of this. I am the U.S. Guam National Guard ACU patch. I am unsure of what this even is. This is the only badge that I could find that came close to what he had on his arm. And if this is not a real rank or a real badge of any kind, or if this is just a novelty item, I apologize. I'm not even sure if this is a real American patch or not. So if this is not, please do not be offended. I mean no offense. This is the only thing that I could find that was even close to what he had on his arm there. So here is the file card. Desert Trooper, codenamed Dusty. Tater W, or Ronald W. Serial number 371-11-4605. And those were usually made up numbers so that it would not get confused with any real soldier. Primary military specialty, infantry. Secondary military specialty, refrigeration and air conditioning, which is funny because he works out in the desert, which you probably wouldn't have but would really want. Birthplace, Las Vegas, Nevada. That is actually kind of fitting. Dusty loves the desert. It is clean, pure, and unforgiving. Unlike Vegas, which is always willing to give you a second chance. Dusty is working as a refrigerator repairman and is studying desert ecology at night when his pre-enlistment application for the G.I. Joe team was approved. He took basic at Fort Bliss, Texas, and loved every minute of it. Qualified expert in M16, M14, M1911A1, and M16. And here's a quote. It's not enough nowadays to have a rapid reaction force, responsive, instantaneous, and explosive situations in far-flung corners of the globe. That force must be capable of surviving in a diverse array of hostile environments to accomplish its objective. If it means having one expert for every type of environment on every team to take on several responsibilities on that terrain, then so be it. Which, I really don't like the end of this file card. It's got such weight to it. He's a refrigerator repairman. He's living in Vegas. He's used to hot desert places. He goes to Texas, another hot place. He enjoys it. And then at the very end, they're giving this description. He's, we got to have people who can go into any situation. And then it's like, so be it. Which just makes it think, oh, well, so be it. I guess I have to do this. Or, I don't know. I don't like the wording of it at the end. Instead of giving him, I really want to be out there, or I really want to show him who's boss, or, a take charge thing, it's more like, oh, I guess I have to. So, there is a thing I don't like about the file card, but a thing I do like about this file card is, I hope I don't write on this, is his name. Now, many people might actually know this, but if you don't, I did a little research on it, and the file name is Tater Ronald W. And I will show you in a picture in a minute. This is Ron Rudeat. Rudeat is backwards here. Tater is his last name, but Rudeat is spelled R-U-D-A-T. And I'll show you a picture of him right now. Here is Ron Rudeat. He is responsible for many toys in the G.I. Joe line. Many people know who this guy is. But this is just, I think, a Larry Hama joke. I'm assuming he wrote this file card. I'm not really sure. It's not very clear on who wrote, if he wrote every single one of them. But here he is. This is Ron Rudeat. He made many toys, was responsible for many designs. And so there you go. Ron Rudeat and Ronald W. Tater is kind of a funny little aside. So I thought I'd put that in there. So my overall feeling about this figure is that it's probably one of the best they ever made. I never had this as a kid, so I didn't appreciate it until I got it. And it's just it's well painted, it's well done, there's a cool patch, the accessories are cool and unique, and it does give you a sense that it's a desert figure. I don't think you can mistake it for very much else. What do you think?
Yeah, it's hard to mistake.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I really hope you enjoy this one. I put a lot of research and a lot of work into this one, so I sure hope you guys like it. I'm trying to do more research and do better videos and try to give you guys something that you can really enjoy and will tell others about So thank you for watching, and we will see you.
Next time.
Bye.